Hey everybody, it's 13th Wolfman. You know what today is? Today is day 10 of the 31 Days of Horror. The 31 Days of Horror. Yeah. But, before we get into that, here's a list right here of other people doing the 31 days. Now, while that goes on, I want to ask you to like, subscribe, share, and comment. I always want to know what you have to say. I'm always interested. When you do subscribe, hit the bell, bing the bell, ring the bell. That way you'll always be notified with anything that I put up. On to, the review. So for the last 9 days, we have hit a lot of countries. We started out in America. We spent some time in Italy. We went to Spain with the Jess Franco films. And now we're back in America. That's right. There's not a lot of American films on my 31 days this year, so we're hitting a few of them. So today, we're going to be talking about the 1959 independent film, The Four Skulls of Jonathan Drake. This is what you would call voodoo horror, in a way. There are two brothers. I'm just going to give you the quick synopsis. There are two brothers, Jonathan and Ken Drake, and Jonathan believes that his family is cursed. At the age of 60, his father died, his grandfather died, and his great-grandfather died. And they all died the same way. Beheadings. Ken Drake thinks, well, it just sucks to be a Drake, and hit the age of 60 because, things happen. Jonathan Drake believes that there's a curse, like I said, and he's determined to learn everything he can about curses and maybe how to break this curse. And so he becomes a expert in the occult and supernatural. And things start to happen. His brother, for one, winds up dying. Yeah, Ken winds up dying, and his head is missing. Yeah. There's a whole explanation as to why the heads are missing. I don't want to get into it. I want you guys to watch this movie. This is shot in black and white. I love black and white movies because I think they get away with more ways to hide stuff. In a color movie, you got green, you got blue, you got yellow, and all these different colors of the rainbow. And if something doesn't quite look right, it's off. It just. But with black and white, aka shades of gray, if something's off, it's easier to hide because of the shadows and the tones of the gray and whatnot. And I kind of like that, when it comes to black and white films. That's why I love the original Night of the Living Dead. I think that the black and white tone gives it a more creepy effect. Just like in this movie. And, there's so much. This movie is only an hour and 9 minutes long. It flies by. It's kind of a short movie, but there's so much going on in this movie. Like I said, you got a little bit of voodoo. You got, you supposedly have a 200-year-old guy running around killing people. There's a lot of cool stuff in this movie. And I think if you haven't picked it up this is a Scream Factory MGM edition. If you haven't picked this up from Scream Factory yet, you should. I grabbed it over at, Hamilton Book. And it was a pretty cheap price for a Scream Factory. edition. I mean, you got Edward Franz playing Jonathan Drake, Valerie French as his daughter Allison, Grant Richards, Henry Daniel, and it's directed by Edward L. Kahn. Not a lot of names that you're going to recognize, but this is another one of those things where I'm stealing from Brother Max. Brother Max, I'm sorry, I'm stealing from you all the time. Watch this with friends. I think this is one so far, the ones I've seen that I think that you should watch with friends. This is just a good time. You're not going to be ripping on this. You're actually going to be kind of sucked into the whole story to find out what's going to happen next. So, that's it. The Four Skulls of Jonathan Drake. And there's a reason why it is called that. And here's one of the characters. I'll show you the character on the back. That guy right there. He was the custodian of the icebox that kept the skulls crisp and fresh. You can't get any cooler than that. There's a little bit of everything in here. It's just such a fun movie. So yeah, as always, that's pretty much it. I say check it out. Watch it with friends. And as always, I am the 13th Wolfman. Yep, and I'm on the prowl.